Are you looking for medical advice or expert opinions?
If so, this is not the podcast for you.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Ben, and we're the parents of 4 fantastic children who know just how to push our buttons.
Poor Parenting is a collection of stories from our experiences, our friends, and our listeners of the crazy stuff that parents go through every day.
Let's hang out and share a drink.
Subscribe!
Broken bones.
Yeah. Well, I broke my arm. I rode my bike into a parked car. Remember, did I just tell you that the guy that carried me home just passed away? Did I tell you my dad sent me that Facebook message?
I thought he told us that at dinner time or something.
Yeah, but he sent me the face.
Oh,
Yeah, but he sent me a message through Facebook too. He goes, he sent me the obituary or whatever, and I said, "Who is that? Am I supposed to know who that is?" And he said, "That's the guy when you drove into his parked car. You broke your arm on your bike. He carried you home."
How old were you?
I don't know. I had to have been young, probably
Like 10?
8. Yeah, maybe 8 to 10. I was young. Cooper, how old was Cooper when he broke his arm? 5. He just broke it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years old.
No, 2 years ago.
He was 4 turning 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is I said I made it damn near 18 years, 4 kids. I didn't have a broken bone. We were doing great. We were on a roll. And all of our kids play sports. And we didn't have any broken bones.
Cooper fell broke into the park.
Yeah, no kidding. The kid that does it.
Bars or something?
Yep. Yeah, he was rock climbing on the little, he had the little rope in his hand. And he was rock climbing, and all of a sudden he lost his footing and fell and snapped it clear in half.
It was a clean break, too.
It was clean. Well, the worst part was he stood up, and I was like down like a little hill, and he stood up, and I was like, oh, he's good. He's up. And then I see him grab his arm, and it's flopping. And he starts running over to me, and I was like, he's not good. And all the moms were like, oh, shit. Everybody got up out of their chair. And then I just scooped him up, and you weren't there. And I was like, how the fuck am I going to carry him? I can't put him on my lap to drive to the hospital. I was like, can somebody just call an ambulance, please? And then I had, who did I have call you, Ben? I gave Ben my phone. I said, call Daddy.
Yeah.
So you were on speaker. You were shopping with Jules, right? Food shopping with Julianne.
Yeah.
Yep. Because we had to go separate ways. And I'm
Cooper
like,
just broke his arm. We're on our way to the hospital.
yep, that's what Benny's idea. Yep. Seriously?
I was
Seriously?
like, what?
I know. Meanwhile, I'm like squeezing his bicep so that he can't move his arm because it's literally broken in half and it's dangling. And all the moms are like, oh my God, you're so calm. And in the moment, I don't think I even had a moment to even panic. I didn't even know what I was doing. But it was funny.
That was interesting, though, too. We got there. Well, I got to the hospital. I met you at the hospital. Like, we
Yep.
got there at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, I handed
And
my
then,
keys to Erica. She
yeah.
drove the car home, yeah.
And then I look at it, and I was like, oh, shit, yeah, that's broken. It literally had like a...
It looked like
was
an S.
It was like a Z, really. It was like a
Yeah.
sharp turn. I was like, oh.
Yeah. You know what was crazy, though, when they soft casted it and they said,
I will see you
go,
tomorrow.
see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I go, what? And
Yeah,
they're-
we're supposed to take him home now?
Yeah,
I guess.
it was like 3:05 or whatever, and they're like, yeah, all the orthopedic guys, they left at 3. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
You don't have anybody in this whole hospital that can set a bone and put it in a cast? And they were like, nope. I said, that's fucking weird. So, all right.
Yeah, it was
and
crazy.
I was like, what do you want me to do with him?
He's like,
And
give him some Tylenol to help him sleep.
I was
Give him
like,
some
his
Tylenol.
fucking arm is bent where it's like it has a second elbow.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. And they were like, they were like, ice, 20 on, 20 off, 20 on, 20 off. I'm like,
I was like,
okay.
how in the hell do you want me to sleep? Like, get him to sleep?
I slept on a couch with him that
I
night.
know, I
Remember that?
remember.
We propped his arm under a pillow and I slept on a couch.
And then we had to be at the 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. We had to be at the hospital.
Something super early. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
it was really early.
And they took him in. He went under, came out. Everything went great. He was funny coming out of anesthesia, but he just wanted a popsicle. Remember,
Yeah.
they gave him a popsicle. He was like in all his glory.
They gave him a bunch of popsicles.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
was,
Oh my God. That was the first broken bone. We did have another incident with
Benny.
Benjamin. Yeah, when he was 2. He was 18 months. He wasn't even 2 yet. He was 18 months, and he swallowed a nickel. Yeah, that was on my watch too. So Cooper broke his arm on my watch,
was
and Benjamin
one of
swallowed
the
a nickel.
scariest things.
Yeah, but you were
I've ever.
well. You were
had
in
to
retail,
do.
so you were sleeping, right?
Yeah, it was. It was cold out, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was
I
cold
think it
out.
was like I was catching up. I was sleeping because it was like I was taking a nap in the middle of the day because I was working like 50 hours or whatever that week. So I was like, I was taking a nap.
I do remember it was the middle of the day, and you were
Yeah.
definitely taking a nap. Yeah,
And then I just remember
I was
just the
screaming.
bloody murder screams. and
I'm
I
just screaming your name. Yeah.
ran out of the bedroom, almost fell down the steps trying to figure out what was going on.
Well, I could tell he was choking because he
Yeah.
was dry heaving. And the first reaction as a mom, you just shove your fingers as far down their throat as you possibly can. Well, it was all the way down to where like your
Sternum
sternum is. Yeah. And I'm like, there's no effing way I could. I mean, I didn't know at this time even where it was, but I didn't feel anything. I didn't see anything in his mouth. And then I did the worst possible thing you could ever do when a child's choking. I gave him his water cup because he was dry heaving. And I'm like, here, take a drink. And I thought whatever it was would wash down.
not realizing it was a nickel.
Yeah, but even when the child's choking, when the ambulance got there, the paramedic who lived down the street 2 houses away, I remember she said, I heard the call come out. She comes running down to the house. She was the first one there
Yeah.
before the ambulance even got there. I forget her name now, dark-haired woman.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I forget her name, but she came running, Melissa maybe? I don't know. She came running down, and she's like, no, don't give him anything to drink. Don't give him anything to drink. Because apparently it could make it so that if the nickel would have flipped, his airway would have been, like if there would have been anything in his throat and it flipped the wrong way with the water as you're trying to push it down and it gets lodged, then
Yeah.
they can't breathe. So she said the fact that he was breathing, even though he wasn't in distress, I guess she was saying that was a good thing.
Well, at least it went down his like. Well, I'm assuming I'm not a doctor, but like there's the tube that goes down to your stomach, and then there's the tube that goes to your lungs. It went down the stomach tube.
Yes, I do think they said it was down the esophagus.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
But if you hold your finger up like in an okay sign, if you're with me listening, hold
Yeah.
your finger up like you're giving the okay symbol. That nickel was lodged. Now put your hand right against your throat. It was lodged just like that.
Yeah.
So on the x-ray, we saw this nickel, and it was the
You can see-
dirtiest.
You can see the outline of the was it who's on the nickel, Hamilton or who else?
I have no idea.
It
You're
was-
asking me. I
yeah,
don't have a
mean,
clue.
it was like you can see the damn outline. I was like, what the hell?
And then when it came out, I guess the doctors think, oh, let me go give this memento to the parents,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, we got it somewheres, right?
Well, you know what's funnier? Your mom was like, oh, I found that nickel in the backyard. Or he must have found that nickel in the backyard. Your mom
Yeah.
said she saw it and took it from him. Well, he must have gotten it back.
Yeah.
And it was the dirtiest nickel. It must have been out in that backyard for 30 years, buried in the dirt.
Whatever.
Oh, it was filthy. So, yeah, it was a very, very scary moment. That and the broken arm was really, really scary. But, yeah, there was only, knock on wood, only 2 incidents.
Well, we
we've
had to go to 2 hospitals, spent the night in one with Benjamin. That was
I'll tell you what,
unbelievably scary.
The moment that I had to leave, when Benjamin went back and we were right there with him and they put him under and his eyes rolled, I'm out. I couldn't do it. I was like, you're on your own, Ben. I was like hysterically crying. I was beside myself that he had something lodged in his throat in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, how traumatizing for a not even 2-year-old, and they had to strap him into the little gurney, get him in the ambulance.
I wonder
like,
if he even remembers that.
I doubt it. I would doubt it if he remembers it. And sure enough, man, that nickel came out and they woke his ass right up on that bed. And he came out of that. He was like a different kid. I guess so. He could breathe.
Oh, he forgot about. No, you're talking about the first hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knocked him out, and I guess his body forgot that he had something stuck. Because then for the rest of the night, he was fine.
Super relaxed. Yep.
Yeah.
Once they took it, and the whole procedure
Yeah.
was 5 minutes or less.
Yeah,
It was so quick. But they had to put him under because I guess how far down it was lodged, they just couldn't get to it.
Well, that was in Willingboro, and then they were like, "Oh, we can't do this here. We're gonna have to send you to CHOP."
So we want to hear your stories. Broken arms, broken legs, collarbones.
I broke a collarbone when I was little. Fell off my mom's bed.
Did you ever stick anything in a hole? Did you swallow anything? Stick anything up your nose, in your ear? In your butt?
What?
I had to ask. I don't know. Kids stick shit places all the time that they don't belong.
No, I've broken a few bones, but that's about it.
Yeah, I broke my arm. I just remember younger, but I don't think I ever got like anything stuck in my in my nose or in my ears. I've read some horror stories about kids putting shit in their ears and up their nose, and they've had to go get it surgically removed. But
Yeah.
never happened to us. So yeah, let us know. Tell us your parenting nightmare. Hook it up. Drop it in the comments.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Poor Parenting. If you have moments that have you scratching your head, screaming, smiling, and swearing at your kids, visit our website at poorparenting.live, where you could even be a guest on our show. Until then, cheers from Ben and Amy.